Hey, it's Lucy here, and I have a super guest with me today, and I've been really looking forward to this. And we've had to rearrange it once because poor old Cadence got a poorly tooth that meant a poorly eye, but thankfully she's on the mend and looking absolutely gorgeous in your hood. So welcome,
Thank
Cadence
you.
Black. Thank you for agreeing to have a chat with me because I'm really dying to know all about your move into latex because from what you've said, you're quite a newcomer to it in the same way I was probably about 6 years, coming on for 6 years ago now. But yeah, come on, tell me more. How did you suddenly find a love for latex?
Absolutely. Do you know what? I think my whole life I've known something was different about me.
Mhm.
And I only came into it 2 years ago, when I joined our local scene and I met KG, who a lot of people know is my partner, well, now partner. And we just got talking over our love of Lord of the Rings, and we watched we watched one of the films online together. And then when we exchanged who we actually were, because we were like, do you know what? Let's go and meet and watch the third film in person. And as soon as we exchanged who we are, minus,
Yeah.
filters and whatever, we realized we'd known each other for 15 years.
No
So
way. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Did
yeah,
you not recognize
15
each other's
years we've known
voices
each.
then? You didn't recognize the
No,
voices
because we
or
didn't know each other like that close. But yeah, 15 years we'd known of each other.
oh
And then
wow.
it was KG that introduced me to latex. I'd never even touched a piece of latex.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I went out and I was like, okay, he's into it. I'm gonna try some, see what I think. And then I think I've ended up probably more in love with it than he originally was. I wear
New
it all the
shopping
time
habit.
now. Yeah, absolutely. So, but I think the thing for me was like initially it was, oh, I'll try and get like a nice dress and some stockings and some gloves. And as you do for in the bedroom. But
Yeah.
then when I got my first hood, this isn't it, it was the original one that I had. As soon as I put it on, I just felt different. Like I
Mhm.
felt like I was home. I felt like I was more me than I've ever felt in my whole life. And
Wow.
my life before latex, like I said earlier, like I always knew there was something that I was missing, but I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And since embracing my latex life, I've just everything's come into place. And oh, God, life really does start at 40, doesn't it? I just wasn't
Excellent.
expecting it in this way. So yeah.
That is awesome. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I mean, I remember always, admiring people wearing and being admiring their creativity and their flamboyance from sort of the glam rock era through sort of punk and new wave and new romantics and whatever it was, but never really felt that oh, I wish I could specifically dress like this or that or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go out clubbing in my little shorts and my high heels back in the day, but it never there wasn't that real connection. Um, but I've always had that love of shiny things, like I
Mhm.
like silver and anything sort of shiny. So I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
buy a latex dress once many years ago and had no idea about it. I thought, oh, it looks like an inner tube. What's the fuss about this? Put it on and rolled up, pinged off. I thought, forget that. And that was it until Latex Lord G introduced me to it a few years ago.
that's so
Um,
similar. Yeah.
Similar, although a little bit further on because I'm now 60, so I was very late.
We
I
got
was
some catching up to do, haven't we?
well, yeah, exactly. But isn't it like you said, it's transformation makes you feel so much different. I mean, I work from home, and invariably, I'm, sorry to dispel any myths, but I'm usually in either out running in latex, not latex, in lycra leggings, or sitting at my desk in a pair of jeans,
Mm,
or
mm.
something more comfortable than like I am now, sort of stuck in some latex, sitting into a chair that is not overly comfortable, but you feel great, don't you? And
Yeah.
you've really embraced, like you said, the hoods, which I love as well, but like I was saying to you earlier, I can't see without my glasses, and I haven't quite embraced the older contact lenses, which I know I've got to do. But you've
Yeah.
really, as you say, you've gone full hog, haven't you, in the last couple of years, and you've got a lot of
Yeah.
latex now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I've just grown in as a person. I've grown in confidence. it really was that sort of epiphany moment. And I think that as I've grown in confidence in my latex and within this community, like it's bled into my normal life. And I think I'm growing in confidence as a person in my everyday life, and I'm making bigger decisions about going and getting the life that I want, you know. So there's quite a few big transitions happening in my life outside of latex too. Yeah,
I
so
love
it
it.
definitely goes hand in hand. Yeah,
Or hand in latex glove.
a hand in latex glove,
Glove.
absolutely.
But I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I rolled out a new talk last year called Latex and Liberation, because it's empowering, it's liberating. You are
Yeah,
free to express yourself. And
yeah,
that's really why I created my Lucy Loves Latex account. I don't know, was it 5 years ago? It must be, gosh, 4 or 5 years ago. Can't remember. Time disappears on you. Because as a coach, I'm always like encouraging clients to be their authentic true self. And actually, if I'm
yeah,
not expressing that and
yeah,
sharing that aspect of me, then
yeah.
I'm not being fully true to
Yeah,
myself. But as soon as you are, the magic starts to happen. And like you've
it
just
does.
demonstrated, you are more confident in your everyday
Yeah,
life, because the
yeah,
latex gives you a level of empowerment or an
yeah,
opportunity to express yourself in a way that then you are building up those neural pathways to have that confidence that you can
absolutely.
mirror in everyday life.
Yeah, and it creates opportunities for you because
Oh
you know, you
gosh.
really are throwing yourself into it. And I think you touched upon the fact that, you know, the whole sort of when you're on your social media and you're showing yourself living this authentic life. And actually, I think also being quite at the forefront in on Instagram, for example, because I've only been on 3 months and your
Is that
accounts was
all?
one of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 months. And KG showed me your account. He went, "Oh, go check out Lucy Loves Latex." And I was like, what a woman.
Oh, thank you.
But do you know what that is? It's important because you watch videos like yours, and I try and do similar in my content as well. It should be uplifting, it should be encouraging people, and it should be having some of them difficult conversations. But what I also find for me is, because I now feel like I've got these people that rely on me, and that are part of my sort of extended latex family.
Mm.
um to be my authentic self, some days when I'm really just not feeling it and I want to revert back to the old me, I think, no, you're Cadence now. Like, this is
Mm.
what Cadence would do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
through this persona, like, she is truly who I am, but sometimes you try and relapse, don't you, back into your old ways. And if I relapsed into my old ways, I really wouldn't be getting anywhere and I wouldn't be happy, you know. So sometimes having a following and a family. I mean, I don't really call my followers, I call them my friends.
Oh, that's
KG's like, who are
lovely.
you messaging? I'm like, oh, one of my friends. But you know, having this online social circle as well, I mean, it really does, it pushes you and it encourages you just as much as we're trying to do that for other people as well. Does
Mhm.
that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Because you're creating
yeah,
a community, and you're engaging, and you understand that what you're doing is helping other people. Because actually, that's what it's all about. It's about encouraging and inspiring empowerment, and
yeah,
just, as you say, radiating sort of that sort of happiness. And sort of
yeah,
ironically, in my other world, I've got a podcast called Harnessing Happiness that I paused at 200 episodes a year ago, and I'm just in the
yeah,
process of relaunching that, because that is exactly what it does. It sort of ripples that happiness out globally. And that's
yeah.
what's brilliant to do, especially in this crazy mad world that we live in.
Oh,
And there's so much narrative and so much negativity, and you've got to be able to cut through all of that. And when
yeah.
you can use your latex persona to empower yourself, other people, and step
Mm,
into that world yourself, when, as you say, when you're perhaps not feeling quite so Cadence, you're feeling a bit more who you are, or who you were 3 months perhaps or so ago, because
yeah,
you are creating those shoes to step into, that you will step
yeah,
into naturally as you try that stuff. And it's all about repetitive, consistent behavior that builds up that sort of new, like I said, the neural pathways, that learnt behavior that you can override as you
mhm,
create the new patterns of behavior that then become normal. So whilst you're thinking about it to start with, and you're sort of consciously aware, you become unconsciously competent in doing what you're doing as you're rolling out this new
mhm.
new behavior. I mean, I just talk about my latex all the time.
I do. I'm quite happy. I'm open about it in the office, like and most people I find are really intrigued by it, think
Mhm.
it's fabulous.
Yeah.
But I think like one of my sort of driving factors really was when KG told me his story about, I mean, I didn't know I was missing latex. So it
Mm.
wasn't like, his journey, which was he knew from a very young age how he
Mhm.
felt about this material,
Mhm.
and he felt abnormal. He felt, like he was weird for feeling what he was
Mhm.
feeling. And even he, up until the age of 40 as well, when we both met, like we've gone forward together, and he's, done things that he never imagined he would be doing
Mhm.
within the latex community. And I think part of why I'm doing what I'm doing publicly is because I don't want people to feel like that. Like, that would be awful, wouldn't it? Spending your whole life not being able to pursue something that, was one of your passions. Like, I
Yeah,
couldn't imagine that.
exactly.
So yeah, that's part one of my sort of bigger motivations for why I do what I do. But in turn, like the support that I get from the community is amazing. Like when I went to EFM, that was bananas. Like it was such a good time. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to go back next year. But seriously, like my first day going to the meet and greet at EFM, I was really nervous. We didn't really know anybody, although we chat to people online and we
Mhm.
had friends that were meeting us later on. And the comfort that I found when we were sat at the bar, I was with KG, but I was
Mm.
feeling really anxious. And I just jumped onto my Instagram and I
Yeah, yeah.
popped a picture on, and my friends were there, encouraging me and saying have a good time. And I didn't feel so out of place. I didn't feel so
Mhm.
lonely. Like I didn't, when you go somewhere and you don't know anyone. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had like hundreds of people there on my phone. It was
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could have even done a live, couldn't you? And gone, look where I am. This
yeah.
is what I'm doing. But your
So it was
content, what you
just
create is brilliant because you just show it as it is and you normalize it. And then
yeah.
that's what's
Yeah.
important because like you said,
Well, yeah.
so many people are in fear of it because of this, again, this societal patriarchal narrative that is trying to pit people against each other to create a fear mongering to then um as I say, pull people apart rather than collaborate. And we're all meant to be different. We're all meant to come together,
Yeah.
not be pulled apart, but they want to pull us apart because then they can control us. And got really passionate about this. It's like, you've got to see through it all. There's more in the unseen than there is in the seen. And the more you can accept who you are and accept each other and you can collaborate, you can see through all this crap. It's
Hmm.
about encouraging people to step into their own power because as you said, with what KG had said, that sort of fear, oh, I'm different and this, that, and this. Brilliant. Bring it on. Different. Exactly what we want because we don't want to be all running
Yeah.
around like sheep, do we? And
No.
and what I love about the latex is the how creative people are and how
Hmm.
open they are and everybody is and you
Yeah.
you just get together in this community like you've said you've got like-minded people all wearing all nature of different outfits because I call it I see it as like very much peacocking. You're sort of embracing this other side of yourself. And for me, I know when I take the stuff off that pulls me in and gives me a shape, everything sort of heads south and flubbers, it goes all blah, 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 blah. And you go, God, goodness for that, wearing my comfy clothes. But it's just I don't know. There's just something wonderful about it, and it doesn't need to be latex for everybody. It could be something completely different. I mean, I love wearing corsets, but I haven't worn any corsets for a while now. I'm going to be adding one to this dress shortly because I've got some content to create for a friend for a fan. But I bet you're starting to get some orders through, aren't you, as well? People wanting you to do bits of video and
Yeah, I
things.
think for my content, and like I've done quite a few shoots recently, but I think for me it's more about the friendships, and it's more
Mhm.
about the community elements. So I've done some collaborations with MBJ Photography,
Mm.
absolutely amazing guy. But
Mm.
we've been chatting for a year, and it's not like it wasn't a transaction. It was, hey, let's just meet up and do some content and do something that we love,
Brilliant.
and it was about, and that's why I started the Instagram, because like MBJ was like, I'd like to shoot you, because
Mm.
I'd met them on FetLife.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, well, I feel like I need to like have somewhere to host these and promote them and help support what they're trying to do. So that's why I started the Instagram.
Ah,
So,
okay,
that was
cool.
part of it. I'd
Yeah.
been thinking about it for a while, and I knew what I wanted to do, but the final thing that tipped me to start it was like, right, the shoot's coming up. And then look where it led me. But yeah, a lot of my collaborations are just through friends, really, and it's about just meeting up and having a bit of fun. I did a shoot with the tribe whilst we were in EFM, and they are just the most amazing bunch of people. Like, it really is like finding your tribe, but I found the tribe. Because I saw their content when I first, when KG first said to me, "Oh, so Latex," and he was like, "Check these guys out," and I was like, "Oh, I love what they were doing," because it's artwork, it's
Yes.
phenomenal. But then when you meet the people that sit behind these collectives, they are just like the most wonderful family to belong to now. And that's, I think, the biggest thing for me. It's just having fun. Like,
Yeah.
I think the day it starts feeling like it's a job, or things start becoming transactional, because I don't do things for money. It's not where I'm at. It's not what I want to do. That's not my motivation for being here. So if you can promise me a good time, I'll do a collab with you.
You want to be careful how you frame that, Cadence.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, maybe
might
not like
want
that.
to reframe that.
Yeah, get me a Greg's sausage roll, or
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as you will find, it evolves. It evolves over time. I mean, I had to learn a lot, really, in my whole journey with it all, and it's just keeps on evolving. And I'm this next month, but well, I think we're off to Berlin, to the GFB, and we're modelling for Wendy Rubella. I can't wait. I'm really excited because I've not been over there. I mean, obviously we've been to Mac 2, we go to Rubber Revolution, but we've owned, in the time that we've met, you've done more in a shorter space of time since you've embraced latex than I have. But then I met Lord G during lockdown, and obviously things were locked down. It took a while for things to get back up together. Then we relocated. We were busy selling houses, and you're fitting things in between times, and then gradually sort of finding your feet and sharing content. And you just watch as it evolves. It's
and you just kind of let it do its thing as well. I mean, we only went to our first latex event September last year, and that was Latex Devotion.
Wow.
And our mind was blown. Like, I just spent the whole time just stood going, baby, look at them. Oh, look at what they're wearing. And like, it was just, I mean, and we were all sweaty messes. Do you know what I mean? You could see drips of sweat everywhere from where people have been walking, but
amazing.
we loved it. We were like, wow.
Yeah. Well, we're just sort of starting to embrace more events with going over to the GFB, which is, I'm really looking forward to. I'm not sure how many more we'll manage to fit in, but Mac 2, if you can get to Mac 2, that is just a fabulous weekend event, because they take over the whole hotel, and we had a bring and buy sale. We took some stuff to sell, came back with far more than we'd sold. It's like so many new outfits, and I mean, lots of stuff. I'm still busy editing the content, but it's brilliant.
I love Berlin. I just think that Europe in particular, they're just they're more liberal. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit more chill about it all.
Exactly. But coming back to your content, though, I mean, even though you've only been on for a short spell, the way you do it, but then I guess, if you don't mind me pulling into what you do as a day job, because I think that's really good that you've got those skills, because you're a videographer, aren't you? And so
I'm a videographer.
So what does that actually mean that you do in terms of a job, and how does that help you with your creating your content? Because to me it looks like you edit it all really well, and it's all very seamless. So is that what the skills it actually entails, so that you can create this really good content?
Sure. Everything that I do is intentional. Like, I do, so I spent many years working in social media marketing, and with that, video editing, because the video market is a lot more sort of prominent, isn't it, in the social media world now. So I pivoted quite a long ago to doing video content for social media. And then in my current role, it's not just for social media now, it's for all forms of digital marketing. So yes, I do edit videos. I shoot and edit them myself, or produce, shoot and edit them myself. And we tend to do sort of packages depending on what the client wants. So it might be that if they want a video, but they might also want some promotional stills, they might want some asset creation. So it's a bit of a wraparound really of the skills that I've got.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my content, I do make sure that even if the video editing's not perfect, it doesn't massively bother me. And some of my pictures, I'm going to have dog hairs on my latex and stuff, because what I want is it to not be overly polished. I
Yeah,
want it
yeah,
to be
yeah.
real. Like if I'm spending more time trying to make something perfect, then it's kind of defeating the object of the content that I'm making.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it does certainly help to have them skills, but most people that have social media have everything, in their phone to be able to put content out into the world. And it is very much about experimenting. The only thing that I just make sure that I do is I do have a content strategy, and I do have like my values and my pillars. These are the things that I want my content to say and my content to do. And if I start going off on a tangent, because you do get sucked into it like so easy, don't you? I just make sure does it fulfill them original things that I said I wanted my content to be. And that can change as I grow over time.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's also just having that regular check-in of, is this content doing what I want it to do? But also, is it giving people what they need? And one of the most beautiful things I find about this whole thing, which is why it's worth every hour that I put into it in the day, is I could put something on and it might not perform well, and that's absolutely
Yeah, yeah,
fine. But
yeah.
if one person inboxes me, and they do, I have hundreds of inboxes daily, and if one person does that and says that it made a difference to them or it helped them, nothing beats that, really, does it?
Brilliant. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's just an amazing feeling to have.
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's
So
lovely. It's lovely when you reach out and well, it's like we've now connected and having conversations, and I think your content's amazing. And I could tell that there was, it was
likewise.
professional. Thank you. Unfortunately, mine doesn't have a strategy. Mine is just usually let's go out there, record some content. Let me have a go at editing it. It's like you've said, I don't go into any sort of polished editing. I might clip a bit and then stitch a bit together, but there is no fancy stuff because it's too much faff, Cadence. It really is. I really,
Yeah.
and I think the perfection is in the imperfection, because I think now with all
Yes.
AI and all of this stuff,
Yeah.
it's gone too far, and there's this sort of this blandness coming out. Everything's easy. We aren't perfect. And what is perfection anyway? Because
No.
that's a perfection is in the eye of the beholder, and we've all got a different understanding of what we believe perfection to be. But actually, it's not, because we're all just so different. And no, it's about the nuances, the sort of the bits that go wrong, because that makes us human. We're not AI,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
about sort of delivering that. So when I go out, it's just like, whatever. And sometimes, the blooper bits, the ones where it's gone
They're the
wrong, are
best
the better
bits. They're the
bits.
bits that everybody wants to see,
Yes.
So,
Oh dear.
everything's like, for this channel anyway, is done on my phone.
I was going to ask you that. So you do it all on your phone for here then, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, obviously for work, I have a Mac and I edit in sort of the Adobe Suite and Premiere Pro, but like for this, it's going on social media. Let's just do it in social media. And I find that edits is really good. And that's obviously, plugged into Instagram. I haven't really explored any other channels yet, because I think sometimes you can spread yourself too thinly across channels. And if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
working, like one thing I didn't expect to work on my Instagram was the longer form content, like the videos that are over a minute to 3 minutes.
Oh, really?
So
That's interesting.
yeah, but that's the thing about, isn't it, content
Mhm.
creation, is you've got to chuck something out there every now and then that's a trial or a test.
Yes, yeah.
But what I'm finding is the longer ones, that where we're talking about more difficult subjects, or they're educational, or they're a bit of a
Mhm.
soul searching one, they've all been born from things that people are asking in my inbox, or things that people are unsure of, and we've explored it together, but I'm using my voice to sort of put it out there
Mhm.
into the rubble universe. But I didn't think that, them longer videos would work. And they still get, compared to my other content, really good engagement. So that's great, because that means that, it's not all about the numbers, but it is a little bit about the numbers, because
Well, it's a reflection, isn't it? I mean, if
It
you're sort of like
is.
getting nothing, you go, maybe something's wrong. But like you, I'm
Yeah.
not, I don't get pulled in by the figures, although, I have got one that's done 10 million and one that's done 2 million. And, that's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's amazing. I'm only doing that
Yeah.
with my gloves.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I've seen it. I've
It's,
seen it. I've seen it. It's
it's
good.
just mad. It's just
Yeah.
mad. But that longer form, though, that sounds like it would work for YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just whether I can be bothered to manage another channel.
Well, I mean, mine's sort of my YouTube's building up quite nicely now because I like to do some longer form, and I've been keeping the longer form off Instagram. So therefore, and then when obviously recording the content that I am now in terms of doing the research for the book, I know we've gone off a little bit, but it's when I share it on YouTube, I get such fantastic feedback because people get insight into, far more depth with the
Mhm.
interviews. And obviously then I
Yeah.
share other stuff as well. But
Yeah.
I know I have to say, and I've been getting, oh, I've heard you're interviewing Cadence. Oh,
Oh,
so
that's good to
I'm
know.
really looking forward to releasing it because there's been a bit of buzz about me talking to you. So that's exciting.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, no,
Oh no,
I
it's
appreciate that.
brilliant. No, no, absolutely. No, it's great. And for me, it's hearing people's stories and in the same way that you're creating your content with that intention to help and inspire and empower other people. And
Yeah,
in turn, you are empowering yourself with the liberation that you know that you are helping other people. So you've got this wonderful sort of ecosystem going on in that you are
yeah,
expressing yourself,
absolutely.
which is
Yeah,
making you feel better, helping other people, when turn makes them feel better, but that also makes you feel better. So, you're rising as together, aren't you? Whilst you
yeah,
are, yeah, doing what you love. And as you say, when it stops becoming fun, you stop doing it. But at the moment, it's enriching your life, enriching your world. You're creating a community, which I found as well. It's just widened your world. And anybody, it doesn't have to be latex, but as soon as you are curious, as soon as you explore, as soon as you have conversations and discussions with people and you widen your network and you are true and honest
mhm.
with who you are, it opens doors because it
Oh God,
allows
it does.
other people to connect with you, which is where your collaborations have come about.
Yeah,
And that's just wonderful. I mean, I got asked at the weekend to write for the Mac 2 magazine, and it's like, oh yeah, of course, love to do it. Yeah, bring it on. I love
yeah,
writing stuff.
brilliant.
In the
Wow.
same way, got asked to model, and we modelled at Mac 2 last year, and if we're there again in November, I'd love to do it again. It's just like, oh my God, bring it on.
Yeah,
You just
absolutely.
don't know. I mean, when I got divorced 21 years ago, and I had to kickstart life from scratch. My mum said to me, just sort of say yes, because I literally started life from scratch. I left my ex-husband, any friendships, anything like that. I just ended up packing my old bedroom, sharing it with my son, and sat on parents' sofa. And so, you start from there. Every day is the first day of the rest of your life, and you just say yes to stuff to the point that you then start saying no because you don't need to say yes to as much, and every
Yeah,
day just morphs, doesn't it? Just keeps on
yeah,
changing. Oh, it's exciting for
absolutely.
you though. Lots of exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, and do you know what? Like the turning point for me really was a very small moment, and I was sat in the garden with my now ex-husband, and we were just sat there, and they'd said to me about, oh, I can't wait till we're, they were thinking about like later on in life and sitting, at retirement age and drinking a glass of wine in the sun, and like just it sounded beautiful, right?
Mm,
And for most people it does, but that's when I knew that there's was something that I was missing, because I
yeah.
just thought, I don't want to be sat drinking wine. Like, I didn't know what I wanted, but I just knew that I wanted something more and
Yeah.
something different.
Mhm,
And I don't think it gets any more than this life,
mhm,
because the people in it, and you do see that shift, don't you, in your friendships and
mhm.
your relationships massively. Um, but yeah, ultimately, I chose myself.
Yeah.
Selfishly or not, I chose myself, and I'm so glad I did. Because if
Yeah.
I'd have got to that age where I was sat drinking wine in the sun, and I was in my 70s, I would not have wanted to sit there thinking, I wish I'd have done all these things that I am now doing.
Exactly.
And I'm 2 years into this journey and having the best time, and I'm just truly at peace and truly happy. And when you always like, you have great things that happen in your life, like I've got the most beautiful, amazing 15-year-old daughter. And she really is like my lifeline, absolutely. But still, there was a part of me that was missing,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and here it is.
Yeah. I think it's
And
brilliant. I love the fact that you've embraced it. And you're absolutely right. I mean, you don't want to be getting to that stage of life going, oh, I could have done this. I could have done. In fact, I was talking to somebody. Who was I talking to or listening to or something like that? I can't remember. All the people that, didn't do these things on the bucket list, but it's, it doesn't mean to say you've got to have a bucket list, but it's about exploring and enjoying your life. It's embracing it. It's not being stuck on that sort of
God,
treadmill
yeah,
of life. I mean,
this
I
isn't
went,
a trial run. Like this is happening. This is it.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
the only option. This is the only chance we're getting. So
exactly. And it is difficult with relationships. I mean, my son,
so
I mean,
hard.
I had chat, my son's, I love him to bits, but he's always been a chat, it'd always been challenging and I could never understand it. Anyway, long story short, without going into it, because I have spoken about it on other discussions I've had before, but in a nutshell, we haven't spoken, he hasn't spoken to me for 3 years since discovering my Lucy Loves Latex account, because he thinks it's perverted and this, that, and the other, and he just wouldn't listen to any level of reason and wanted me to stop doing that and get rid of Lord G and live my life on his terms. And, as much as I love him, like you just said, you've got to live your life for you. And you mentioned about it might be selfish. It's not selfish, it's self-care at its most, because actually everybody shouldn't, I mean, remove should. It's about acceptance of each, yourself and others, and
Yeah,
accepting how other people want to live their life. As long as that person isn't doing something deliberately to hurt anyone else, as long as that
yeah,
intention for the greater good is there, which it
yeah,
quite clearly is with you, with that sort of empowerment, then nobody has the right to tell anybody how to live their lives, because we are all here to enrich each other's lives, like I've said before. And
yeah,
unfortunately, my son, I mean, he's 27 now. It's bizarre, it's his my friend's daughter, who's the same age as him, has just created my Lucy Loves Latex website. And it's, how is he, and he's in a creative sector, does he not get it? And I understand that I'm his mum, so that's a difficult thing. And I got that, but that still doesn't, and that doesn't give him the permission to tell me how to live my life. And he's got to work that out for himself, because if I collude with him, that's not teaching him anything. That's diminishing me. That's undermining
yes,
who I
yeah,
am. Therefore, who
yes,
am I? Is it? And you
yeah.
go back to, well, what's the point if I can't live my life on my terms?
And it sends the wrong message as well.
Yeah.
We've got a sort of responsibility as well as parents. Like I hope that my daughter will, I hope, I'm pretty sure that she will grow up to be, everything that she wants to be on her
Hmm.
own terms, because I'm always pushing her to be who she wants to be and do what she wants,
Hmm.
and not be swayed by, and a lot of the times, right, it's adults in their life
Hmm.
that are saying you need to do this and you should do this. I'm like, no, Holly,
Exactly.
what do you want to do? And again, like you say, as long as they're not coming to any harm. But also, I think there will come a time when Holly will know about this. And I can honestly say, hand on heart now, I think she'll think it's cool. And I think she'd be proud of me, because that's
Brilliant.
how I've raised her. We encourage each other, we support each other's passions as long as it's not doing any harm. But also that's showing her, actually, if you're not happy, change it. It's okay to
Exactly.
change your mind. You don't
Exactly.
have to follow the path that everybody else wanted, and I've
Hmm.
been doing that my whole life. Family relationships, the whole shebang, I've always tried to fit that,
That
get married,
narrative.
have
Yeah.
kids, get married, have kids, two cars on the drive, white picket fence and all that. And it's just not me. And and I've gone round a few, this is my second divorce, I've gone round a few rounds of this now,
Hmm.
trying to fit that normal life. And it's great for some people. I'm not knocking anybody that's all they ever want in life, and I
Hmm.
hope that they get it. But for me, it just wasn't. And
Yeah.
that's also okay too. you know?
Exactly, absolutely. We're all different, and it's all, it's all meant to be. And like you, I've encouraged my son over the years to be himself, to make his own decisions. This has backfired on me a bit, but then when I actually looked into all his behavior, I understood that sadly narcissism plays a big part in all of that, which has, I think, come through from his dad. But it is what it is. I've had to accept it. I've done somatic healing around it, and I'm hoping things will change in the future. You never know, but I have to live my life like you live your
Yes.
life.
Good
And I
on you for it as well. And
Oh,
also
thank you.
like just showing other people that that view of us, of people
Mm,
in latex. I hear it so much from my followers. A lot of people just message me, right? They don't want to do anything. They just want to show me a picture of them in a hood
yeah.
because they want to be seen. They just want to
Mm,
feel validated and like they belong to something. They're never going to put it anywhere else.
no,
But
no.
and I welcome them with open arms, and that's what why I talk about responsibility as well. Like we've got to change this narrative
Hmm.
on us being weirdos, or it all being related to sexual depravity and all of
Oh
this.
yes,
Like it's
and
just
swinging
so,
and all
oh
sorts.
yeah,
Yes.
it's so
Oh, you wear latex. You're a
misinformed.
swinger, are you? You like having loads of sex?
Yeah, like
No, no, that's not the case.
yeah,
I
no,
like
and
to
it's
feel
not
great
us.
and empowered.
Yeah,
Thank you very
which
much.
is why a lot of the content that I do is normal content. Like if I see somebody in vanilla clothing doing something that I howl at, when you do an ugly like laugh
Hmm.
when you're on your phone, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it in latex because for me it's that sort of merging of the two worlds, but in a gentle way. It's
Mm.
not, the same way that people can't push their sort of views of, onto me. I equally don't want to push
Yeah,
my passions or
exactly.
fetishes onto others. So I try and do it in a hopefully in a gentle way, and just to show them the people that are behind the hoods for
Yes,
want of
exactly.
a metaphor. But it's true, we're all normal people, and it's crazy when we go to events and you get chatting to people and there's like brain surgeons and
Oh,
pilots and everything, and you're
no.
like, wow, but
Yeah.
why wouldn't there be? Of course there would
Of
be,
course there would be. And that's where the magic is, because that's when you talk about it and you connect, and that's where all these amazing connections, collaborations, because you are all being true to yourself. You're not trying to
Yeah,
be something
yeah.
else. And that's the
And you've already
beauty
got
of
that
it.
common ground, right?
Yeah,
Because we
exactly.
like the shiny stuff.
Exactly. And I've got clients that have come through Lucy into my exec coaching world, and it's just great. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it, Cadence? It's about being yourself. And it doesn't mean you've got to wear latex, but it's about being yourself. And if you do find latex, you do try it on, just have
Mm,
some fun with it, really, and just embrace it for what it is. I mean, there's so many different ways of wearing it as well. I mean, you're,
yeah.
you're hooded up. I would wear a hood if I could embrace the contact lenses, which I really
Yeah.
must do because I have got a very nice hood with pink eyes and a big ponytail on the top, which is lovely. But I can't see when I put it on. So that's why you don't see me with a hood on generally, because I can't see to record the content.
They need
Lord
to make
gee, where am I?
adaptive hoods, don't they? Like with holes in,
Yeah,
reinforced holes in the side that you can poke your glasses through.
yeah. It just doesn't seem to have the same look, though, does it? I mean, you put
Does
you
it have the
put
same appeal?
no. Maybe wear my swimming goggles over the top, because I have got lenses in my swimming goggles.
There
So
you
yeah,
go then.
there
Yeah.
we go. There's a solution. There's a solution. I don't know. Oh, this has been fabulous, Cadence. Thank you so much for your time. I really
No, thank
appreciate it.
you.
It's been lovely, lovely talking all things shiny and rubbery.
Yeah,
So, what's
absolutely.
your next event then before we sign off?
So before we sign off, we've got a couple in the pipeline so far. So we're going to be doing the Latex Devotion Ball in
Oh,
June. So that's going
fabulous.
to be really exciting. There's people coming from all over to that.
Mm,
That's based in West Bromwich.
mhm.
And really love them guys as well at LD. They're just the nicest couple ever, and everybody's just so welcoming. So I think if anybody's thinking about dipping their toe in for a first event, you feel very safe and reassured with them.
Mm,
Like they're just
brilliant.
nice people. And then we were gonna go to Rubber Revolution maybe in the autumn,
Ooh,
but then we've also booked KIB, Kink in
right.
Bruges. So and they're within a weekend of each other, and
Yeah,
not
I
as young
do.
as not as young as I was, so I don't know if I can do two on the
Oh,
bounce,
I
right?
know. And I'm just recovering from Mac 2 at the moment, but I would love to go to Montreal. That's one place I'd love to go to an event. But
Yeah.
I
Well,
would
it's like
also,
it's travel and latex. I mean, what more could you
exactly.
want?
But because we are so out on a limb on Norfolk, we keep talking about creating something here, whether on a sort of a Mac 2 style, but on a smaller scale. I don't know, just to dip our toe in the water to actually organising and putting on an event, because it's just wonderful
Yeah.
when you've got a community of people that are either in latex, not in latex, because go down to breakfast and it's not
Yeah.
generally latex, but then in the afternoon you all in your latex, and then hoods after 9 o'clock. But if we're talking about maybe getting a big house that you rent out, you could probably have about, I don't know, 40 or 50 people there all told, and then perhaps get in a chef or some catering for the evening meals, but otherwise make your own breakfast and lunch or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just toying with it at the moment. I've got lots of other things on, but yeah. Anyway,
Sounds great.
it all evolves. That's the beauty of it. It all evolves. It all evolves.
Yeah, you just got
So
to chat to people, because as soon as you
yeah,
start chatting to people, that's when you start formulating things, don't you? And then people are like, well, I know a caterer and I know this person, I know a guy, you're like, okay, cool, let's do it then.
exactly, exactly. And with your videographic skills, you ought to be out there doing a lot of latex content for other people wearing latex.
Oh well, maybe
Because
we'll
you
see.
could do it whilst you're wearing your latex as well, which would be
Yeah.
the
I
added.
mean, the dream would be if I could support a living
Mhm.
that could involve latex, then, but I don't know what that looks like yet.
Yes, that's where I come in. I wrote a book in and published my book in 2017 called Shining a Light on You. There's a bit of shiny in there already. Shining a Light on You, How to Manifest Your Dream Job. And that's exactly it. So you've just encapsulated that. If I could have a job where it incorporated latex, but I don't know what it looks like yet, but you've put it out there, you've put it out to the universe, into the quantum, and it will come back because something will happen off the back of that.
Fingers crossed.
It will. I believe it will. Anyway, thank you so much again. It has
No,
been
thank you for
fabulous.
inviting
So
me. I felt really honoured.
no, thank you. Thank you for coming along. I'm so glad you're feeling better now after you're not
Yeah.
feeling so well. But yeah, so anybody who's watching, if you haven't followed Cadence over on Instagram, get yourself over there and follow Cadence Black on Instagram. And of course, follow myself as well if you haven't followed me already. Lucy Loves Latex. Thank you, Cadence, again. Take care.
Bye.
Bye,
Take
bye,
care.
bye,
Bye bye.
bye.